Hey folks, we all know times are getting tough out there. Inflation is soaring, the cost of living keeps climbing, and it feels like the good times are coming to an end. But you know what? We've been here before. Our grandparents and great-grandparents lived through the Great Depression, and they learned how to survive and even thrive during tough times. They didn't have fancy government programs or bailouts. They had grit, determination, and a whole lot of common sense. And you know what? Those are the same things that are going to help us get through these tough times, too. In this video, I want to share with you 5 timeless habits from the Depression era that can help you weather any storm. These are principles that have stood the test of time, and they're just as relevant today as they were back then. So, buckle up, grab a pen and paper, and let's dive in. Now, during the Depression, folks who had a little something extra, they didn't go around flashing it. They understood the importance of discretion and humility in times of widespread hardship. They knew that times were tough for everyone, and showing off your good fortune was just asking for trouble. It wasn't just about avoiding envy, it was about fostering a sense of community and solidarity. It could make your neighbors resent you, or worse, make you a target for thieves. In those days, survival often depended on the goodwill of your community, and flaunting wealth could isolate you. That's why they lived by the principle of being a gray man. They chose to blend in, to live modestly, and to avoid drawing unnecessary attention to themselves. They blended in, lived modestly, and didn't draw attention to themselves. This wasn't just a survival tactic, it was a way of life that emphasized the value of humility and prudence. Now, I'm not saying you gotta go full-on camouflage and disappear, but it's wise to be mindful of how you're portraying your financial situation, especially in these uncertain times. The lessons from the past are still relevant today. Don't brag about that new car you just bought or that fancy vacation you're planning. Keep it low-key. In a world where social media often encourages us to showcase our best moments, it's important to remember the value of discretion. You don't need to impress anyone. True contentment comes from within, not from external validation. Humility goes a long way. It builds trust and respect within your community, and it fosters genuine connections. Instead of trying to keep up with the Joneses, focus on living within your means and saving for a rainy day. Financial stability is more valuable than fleeting moments of extravagance. Because let's be honest, those rainy days seem to be coming more frequently these days. Economic uncertainties and unexpected challenges are part of life. Being a gray man isn't about being ashamed of what you have. It's about being smart, being safe, and being prepared. It's about making thoughtful choices that protect your well-being and that of your loved ones. It's about being smart, being safe, and being prepared. Having a plan and being ready for emergencies can make all the difference. It's about focusing on what truly matters, taking care of yourself and your family, building strong, supportive relationships, and creating a nurturing home environment are the true measures of success. So, ditch the flashy lifestyle, embrace simplicity, and you'll be surprised at how much peace of mind it brings. Simplicity allows you to focus on what truly brings joy and fulfillment. Remember, it's not about how much you have, it's about how much you keep. Financial wisdom and prudent living are timeless principles that can guide you through any era. By living modestly and focusing on what truly matters, you not only safeguard your own future, but also contribute to a more compassionate and resilient community. Embrace the beauty of simplicity, and you'll find that the most meaningful moments in life are often the simplest ones. It's the connections we make and the love we share that define our lives, not the material possessions we accumulate. So be a gray man, live modestly, and cherish the true wealth of life, the people and moments that bring you genuine happiness. Back in the Depression, folks couldn't just run to the store and buy whatever they needed. The economic hardships meant that resources were scarce and people had to make do with what they had. They had to learn how to do things for themselves. This wasn't just a matter of convenience. It was a necessity for survival. They mended their own clothes, fixed their own appliances, even grew their own food. Every family member had a role to play, and these skills were passed down from generation to generation. They were masters of self-sufficiency. They didn't have the luxury of calling a professional for every little problem. They became the professionals in their own right. And you know what? That's a skill set we need to rediscover today. In our fast-paced, convenience-driven world, we've lost touch with these essential skills. But here's the good news. We've got a powerful tool at our disposal that our grandparents could only dream of: the internet. This digital age has opened up a world of possibilities for learning and self-improvement. Think of the internet as your modern-day apprenticeship. It's like having a mentor available 24/7, ready to teach you anything you want to know. You can learn practically anything online these days, and most of it's free. From academic subjects to practical skills, the internet is a treasure trove of knowledge. Need to fix a leaky faucet? YouTube it. There are countless videos that can guide you step by step through the process. Want to learn how to bake bread from scratch? There's a website for that. You can find recipes, video tutorials, and even forums where you can ask questions and get advice from experienced bakers. Not only can this save you a ton of money, but it can also open up new opportunities to earn extra income. Imagine the financial freedom that comes with being able to do things yourself. You could start a side hustle fixing computers, doing freelance writing, or even teaching online courses in your spare time. The possibilities are endless. The internet has democratized knowledge, making it accessible to anyone with a connection. Embrace the DIY spirit, tap into the power of the internet, and become your own jack of all trades. Whether it's home repairs, cooking, or even learning a new language, the resources are at your fingertips. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish and how much money you can save. Plus, there's a unique satisfaction that comes from solving problems and creating things with your own hands. So start your journey today and become an apprentice of the internet. Now, I know talking about downsizing can be tough. It's a topic that often brings up feelings of anxiety and uncertainty. The idea of letting go of things we've worked hard to acquire can be daunting. We all love our space, our stuff, and our creature comforts. Our homes are filled with memories and items that hold sentimental value. It's natural to feel attached to these things. But sometimes you gotta make tough choices to stay afloat. Financial stability often requires us to reassess our priorities and make decisions that may not be easy, but are necessary for our long-term well-being. During the Depression, folks had to make do with less. They faced extreme hardships and had to adapt to survive. Their resilience and resourcefulness are lessons we can learn from today. They lived in smaller homes, drove older cars, and found ways to stretch every dollar. Their lifestyle was a testament to the power of simplicity and frugality, and only bought what they absolutely needed. This minimalist approach helped them focus on what truly mattered and avoid unnecessary expenses. And you know what? It wasn't all bad. Despite the challenges, many found joy in the simple things. They discovered that happiness doesn't always come from material possessions. In fact, many folks found that downsizing actually simplified their lives and brought them closer together as families. The shared experiences and mutual support strengthened their bonds. So how can you apply this principle today? In our fast-paced, consumer-driven world, it's easy to lose sight of what's truly important. Downsizing can help us refocus and prioritize our financial health. Start by taking a hard look at your expenses. Identify areas where you can cut back without significantly impacting your quality of life. Do you really need that massive house with the hefty mortgage? Consider the long-term financial burden and whether it's worth the stress. Could you get by with a smaller, more energy-efficient place? A smaller home can reduce your utility bills and maintenance costs, freeing up money for other priorities. And what about that gas-guzzling SUV? High fuel costs and maintenance can add up quickly. Maybe a used car with better gas mileage would be a smarter choice. Not only would it save you money, but it would also be better for the environment. Every dollar you save on housing, transportation, and other big-ticket items is a dollar you can put towards paying off debt, reducing financial stress, and achieving your financial goals. Building up your emergency fund, which provides a safety net in case of unexpected expenses or emergencies, or investing in your future. Whether it's through retirement savings, education, or other long-term investments, the money you save can help secure a brighter future for you and your family. Back in the Depression, folks couldn't just hop in their cars and drive to the supermarket. They had to rely on their own gardens, local farmers markets, and the kindness of their neighbors. They knew where their food came from, and they appreciated every bite. Now, I'm not suggesting you give up your grocery store entirely, but there's a lot to be said for reconnecting with your local food sources. Visiting farmers markets is a great way to support local farmers, get fresh, seasonal produce, and often save money in the process. Plus, you can't beat the taste of a vine-ripened tomato or a juicy, tree-ripened peach. And if you have the space, why not try your hand at gardening? Even a small vegetable patch can provide you with fresh, healthy food and a sense of accomplishment. Eating local isn't just about saving money, It's about supporting your community, reducing your environmental impact, and enjoying the freshest, tastiest food available. This last habit is one I preach about all the time, but it's especially important during tough economic times. You see, back in the Depression, folks didn't have fancy credit cards or easy access to loans. If an unexpected expense popped up, they had to rely on their own savings. That's why they made it a priority to build up an emergency fund, a stash of cash set aside specifically for those rainy days. Now, I recommend having 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up in your emergency fund. But if you're just starting out, even $1,000 is a great start. Having that money set aside gives you peace of mind knowing that you can handle whatever life throws your way without going into debt. It's like a financial safety net that catches you when you fall. So start small, be consistent, and watch your emergency fund grow over time. It's one of the best financial decisions you'll ever make. I hope that's been helpful for you. I know these tips are really helpful for me and my family. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And by adopting these timeless habits from the Depression era, you'll be well equipped to weather any storm and come out stronger on the other side. If you have any tips that you would like to share as well, please go ahead and do so down below because I would love to hear from you and the community would as well. And until the next video, take care, friends.